Well, today sometimes, once in a while in LA, I introduce or talk to someone that I'm so pleased to talk to. Today, I'm going to be talking to Joni Berry. Joni Berry is a lady of LA, grew up here. Matter of fact, I think she was raised in Chicago, but she grew up here and she went to Beverly Hills High and she got her family here. But what is Joni Berry? She helps a lot of people, does a lot of good. I love talking to people who do good things for people in LA. Hello, Joni.
Hi, Skippy.
You do good things. As a matter of fact, you are the president of SHARE now.
Yes, I was president 34 years ago, and now I've come back to be president again.
Really? 34 years ago?
Yes. But I've been in SHARE since, let's see, this is my 49th year.
Really?
So
Now,
I'm
Chicago, Illinois, what does this professional dancer, baby dancer means? What does that? You were a dancer?
Yes, I was. I was born in Chicago. I was adopted from the cradle and into a wonderful, wonderful family. And one day, my mother, when I was 3 years old, had to pick somebody up, a friend of hers child who was at the Muriel Abbott Dancing School downtown Chicago. And of course I was 3 and she took me with her. And the child wasn't quite through with her lessons, so we were sitting there. And at 3 years old, I just took my shoes off and got up on in the class with them. And of course, after everyone left, they put me in my seat and I started to scream. And I didn't let her alone until they put me in a child's dance school. So I went to Muriel Abbott, and at about 3 and a half.
That was a good school in Chicago.
Oh, she was wonderful.
That was one of the best, I remember.
She used to supply all the chorus lines for the different theaters, you know, because they had stage shows then.
Right,
you know.
of course, Chicago Theater and the Oriental.
And the Oriental.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
So anyhow, I studied with her from 3 and a half to 12 when I moved to California.
So you came here at 12?
Yes, and I was a baby professional, and we'd give up every Christmas and Easter to dance at the Chicago Theater, and we did kids shows during Christmas and Easter. We did 7 shows a day. At 6 years old, I was doing 7 in between the movie, you know. And I loved it.
Wanted to be another Shirley Temple.
I loved it, of course, of course.
Eichenbaum. Tell me about Eichenbaum. Your mother, Joseph Eichenbaum, father. Tell me about this, man.
Well,
they started something. Matter of fact, they adopted you, like you were saying.
That's right.
Your father just fell in love with you.
I was the luckiest kid in the whole world, Skippy, to get those parents.
Joni, I am looking at you. You just said the wonderful magic word, and you appreciate that. You are the luckiest lady. Because,
you bet.
See, I love people who really know where they're lucky in life. And you do so good things for a lot of people. And your father and mother did the same thing. Tell me about it.
They formed a foundation. Oh gosh, I don't know the exact date of it, Skippy. Sometime in the 1950s, early 1950s. They formed the Eichenbaum Foundation, and it's the Joseph K. and Inez Eichenbaum Foundation, and they did very, very good things with that foundation. When they passed away, I was the recipient of the foundation, and that is probably the greatest legacy that can be left to anybody in this world.
Right.
To be able to have the money to see good things happen.
Alzheimer's disease is a terrible thing. I hate to bring that up to you.
No,
but
it's all right.
Your mother had Alzheimer's.
14 years, Skip.
Before she died, she didn't even know you or knew your loved ones?
No. She knew nobody. The last 7 years, she became blind. But you know, Skippy, she was so healthy. And we kept her at home with nurses around the clock.
Right.
Thank Kevin, I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Very lucky to be
Kevin?
able to. I said, no, heaven.
Oh,
thank
heaven.
heaven.
Oh, I thought, thank heaven.
That I was able to keep her at home with nurses around the clock, and which is what she wanted. And she knew nobody at all.
Jesus.
It was just
It's a lost person who loves
She didn't know when my father passed away. She didn't know anything.
So you know what Nancy Reagan is going through right
Oh,
now.
you bet. It's
Huh?
it's a toughie. It really is. I used to sit there and do jigsaw puzzles, just waiting for her to open up her eyes and maybe recognize me.
Oh my God,
You know,
that is really sad.
yeah.
But this organization is helping a lot of people.
Oh, yes.
Your mother started, and your father started.
Well, the
and
foundation opened up, which I told you,
Right.
on Fairfax, and
it's on Fairfax in Hollywood.
yes, and
It's for seniors
it's only for seniors,
only, and it's
65 and over.
I think it's great.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It's now, it originally was an off-the-street medical
Right.
for like minor things.
Right.
We had chiropractors, we had eye doctors, we had
Right.
that kind of thing, nothing serious. Now, we found the need was so great for rehabilitation. Everybody needed to exercise. They needed to get better health, better eating habits. So we did turn it in 65 and over. You can come in there. We've got wonderful equipment. And
You
it's
do
working.
so much, though. How do you make time? You go down there and take a look at these people, talk to them?
You know, I come
know-
down, we give them a Hanukkah party, you know, in that neighborhood.
Right.
A lot of Jewish people.
Right.
And we give them a Hanukkah party. We try to keep all the equipment so that it's state-of-the-art.
Right,
and,
right.
And also we have the help of the Century City Hospital, who sends over their people, their medical
Right,
people.
and they come and help.
Yes.
I think it's great. Cher.
Oh.
Cher, I've been to many of your functions thanks to you. Cher is just a great organization. How did that started? By women. Tell me about it.
Well, it started in 1953. 7 women got together, women of the industry.
A round table.
wives.
That's it, right?
Yes, it was Jeannie Martin,
Someone's
Dean
home.
Martin's wife, and Gloria. It's now Gloria Franks, but it was Gloria Kahn. She was married to Sammy Kahn. She was one of the founders, and Sheila McRae, Gordon McRae's
Right.
wife, and 2 others.
Right, those men.
They haven't been active for a while. And so the 7 of them decided they wanted to do something useful and not be a Hollywood
I understand. And boy, they
doing
did.
nothing. So
Right.
they did get together and they formed this. And I came in right after they formed it. And in 1954, I came in. And I've been with them ever since. And it's the most gratifying, wonderful organization. It's like a sisterhood. You know, all the...
Is Cher mostly for mental, is it, or what? For what?
It's
for everything, isn't it?
mentally handicapped.
Handicap.
But all children.
I see.
That is for children.
That is strictly for children.
Yes, yes.
See, you have senior, you have children.
Right.
God, Joni
And
Berry.
dancers.
And we're going to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
But Cher's wonderful, Skippy. It really is. And the girls work so hard, and they do their own dancing. You know, when I came into Cher, we started dancing and doing an opening number for the people that were coming in.
You start dancing, huh?
And you know,
that's great.
All after 41 years of dancing in the Cher show, I kind of fulfilled everything that I lost that I wanted in my childhood.
Isn't that great?
You know, it was wonderful.
So you're satisfied right
Oh,
now?
yeah.
You have no complaints about life?
Very happy person.
Some like it hot. That's the last show I saw last year.
Well, that honored Billy and Audrey Wilder.
Right.
So that's was the reason for the theme. And they danced the theme. And we had Brett Butler entertain, and the wonderful Jim Bailey. He did
Wonderful illusionist.
He did Judy for us. And we had the Ann Patterson Band called Maiden Voyage. Oh, what an orchestra they are. They're just fabulous. So we had a wonderful show. And this year, we're honoring Chris Albrecht, HBO original programming president. And, of course, a lot of people from HBO are coming out to honor him.
Oh, that's going to be great.
And the show, so far, we have the wonderful, my very favorite comedian.
Who's that?
I shouldn't say that because I love Norm and Jack and all
That's
of them.
okay.
But George Carlin.
George Carlin, I do
Yes.
too. Love him.
And I just really love him. He's
Yeah.
so brilliant. He's so brilliant. That mind is
Yeah.
just a beautiful.
I used to see him at B&G's when I was young in New York when he started, and people were just outrageous. He's an outrageous guy.
And I believe we have Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett.
Yes.
Oh, got a
So
show. It's
very
going to be.
good.
When is that? When is that?
May 18th
Uh-huh.
at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium. And
And that money really goes to a big help.
17 facilities here.
Really.
We do 17 facilities in the greater Los Angeles area.
Isn't that wonderful?
And it's anywhere from, like I said, mental retardation, babies with AIDS. You know, all the different things.
Babies with AIDS.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dancer Society. Now, you are the
I'm chairman of the board.
chairman of the board.
Yeah, Donald O'Connor is our president. But Donald moved away, so
Yeah, he's
he
in Mexico
dumped
or
it all in my
Santa Fe?
lap.
Where is he?
He's in Sedona, Arizona.
In New Mexico. Oh,
Yeah,
in Sedona,
New
Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did he move to Arizona?
Because of the earthquake, Skippy, he lost everything.
In the valley. He was in the valley.
His house absolutely collapsed around
Did it
him.
really?
I mean, everything.
Oh.
He lost everything.
He got scared. He moved.
He won't even, when he comes in,
Uh-huh.
he has to be on the first floor of a hotel. He won't even go up an elevator.
Really?
Yeah, it was really very traumatic.
What a great guy. I went to school with him at HPS, at Hollywood
Really?
Professional on the Boulevard.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember that, but we were both, I was a young kid then, he was young too.
Yeah.
And he was a dancer and he was at Universal's at the time, was going back and forth, at HPS. Donald O'Connor, such a good, he lost his wife, the lady that he loved so many years, she died. Donald Scott, didn't she?
No, Gloria?
Gloria?
No.
Oh, God.
Gloria is in great
Gloria's
shape.
in good shape.
You
Good,
bet.
naughty
She's-
baby Skippy
she's
Lowe. I'm
terrific.
so happy. God
She
forgive
watches
me.
over him and
God
takes such
forgive
good
me.
care of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, where did I hear this? I thought Gloria. Anyway, how did you meet this notorious, this most talked about man in this town, your husband, Joni Berry, who is a singer, fighter, writer, poet, he's screenwriter, and also
how
a
about
designer.
designer of
Clothes designer. Oh, the
Outstanding.
he's the most debonair man in town. Everybody just think he's the best dresser. How did you meet him?
Well, we met at a little restaurant
On Sunset?
on Sunset.
Yeah, it was an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, it was called La Taverna.
Yes.
Yeah, it was across the street from Cock and Bull.
Yes, of course.
Anyhow, we were presenting a check to the Exceptional Children's Foundation,
Uh-huh.
and it was pouring rain, and we hadn't eaten dinner. We presented the check, and I was living at the Sierra Towers at
Right.
the time, so we were all in the car together, and it was right by the Sierra Towers.
Right.
We wanted to stop for something to eat. We walked in, not a soul was in the restaurant. It was raining.
You left more people in bed.
Oh, it was just pouring.
Uh-huh.
And we sat down in the bar, and at that time, remember, what was the piano player's name? Oh, God.
It's a good Italian restaurant, I
Yeah.
know, and a piano bar.
Yeah, and anyhow, we sat down, and the singer who was singing there, I think it was Bruce, no, not Bruce, well, I'll
Doesn't matter,
think
go
of it.
ahead.
He said, "Come on, Jody, come on
Did he
over
sing?
and sing to the girls." Jody was at the bar. And he came over and sat down.
So you were with another lady and he
Two
sang
other
to the-
ladies.
Okay.
And he sang to us while we were waiting for our dinner, and
Lovely.
it was really very cute. And when we were leaving, he asked me if I'd like to go to an after-hours spot.
Oh.
And I told him, well, not evening, but maybe some other time.
Right.
So that's how we met.
I think it's a great story.
And within a month, we were pretty much,
much involved.
yeah.
He's such a great guy. He
Yeah,
really
he is so much fun, Skip,
He's
I
from
can't tell you.
Chicago too. Originally,
no,
he's from
he's from
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
But he
Owensboro,
sang
Kentucky.
in
Yes,
Chicago.
he used to work a lot in Chicago, along with Miami Beach and.
You know, he got an award. Matter of fact, I think he's in the House of Fame.
Yes,
Tell
the
me about
Hall of
that.
Fame.
Hall of Fame in Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
Yeah.
And we went there. It's a couple of years now.
Uh-huh.
And it was a very, very exciting evening. And he went in with let's see, Florence Henderson,
Johnny Depp,
Johnny Depp,
Senator Wendell Ford.
yes. And
I love Senator Wendell Ford.
It was a beautiful evening, and Jody was very thrilled, and so was I.
It's a little hometown, isn't that great?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He writes really good and sings good.
Oh, beautiful.
And he has a lot to do with the Friars. Tell me about the Friars Club. Jody and you, Jody does. Anyway.
Well, we love the Friars Club. We have a lot of fun there. Anybody who's a member will tell you there's always fun things going on to do. And
at the Friars?
Yes.
Matter of fact, there's going to be a St. Patrick's party going on at the Friars for the veterans, for the American veterans. All that money's going for the veterans. They're going to donate that. I think that's a great thing for the veterans of America. They're having a big St. Patrick's party.
They're going to have their...
and who's going to perform? Matter of fact, do you know who's going to perform? It is, well, guess what? It's our boy, Ed Bailey Jr., Red Buttons is going to perform. Ernest Borgnine. Wow.
Yeah,
Red Buttons.
But, you know, they're having their testimonial dinner and roast and Man of the Year for Magic Johnson, and that's going to be coming up in September.
Is Larry King still the...
yes, he is.
Larry King?
Yeah, he's Abbott, the Abbott.
The Friars do a lot of good for this town.
Yes, the Friars Charitable is very, 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 very generous.
Yeah, they're really good. They're real good people. And the food is excellent in that
Skippy
place.
the best. They make whitefish. I don't know how, you know, whitefish is a rather dry fish.
Right.
Theirs is so great. I can't go there without eating the whitefish.
Really?
It's just so wonderful.
But Jody Berry performed there and got honored at the Friars for the Man of the Season. What was it? Tell me about that.
He received the first Friar of the Year award. And they'd never given it before.
Oh, this is the first.
That was the first. He was the first one to receive it. And it was a very fun night. It was a great night. And I helped Ed Lewis produce it, and I brought in my dancers to do a great Hey Big Spender opening. And something that they just don't do with the club. You know, I mean, we really made a big show, and Jody had backup singers, and he sang, and
he is such
it was a lot of fun.
He really enjoys life.
Yes.
Like it seems like you are having a good time too.
You bet.
I'd like to show a clip from Cher. Was this?
No, this is the professional dancers.
Right.
Yeah, we honored June Haver this year and Gregory Hines.
Yeah.
And this clip starts out with our little dancing overture, I believe, and then it kind of will show you a little bit about what happened that day.
Professional dancers. I really want to see this. This is great.
I said, how do we finish the movie? He said, well, you know that big number you do at the end? I think we just saw part of it. I want you to dive from a helicopter. I said, how high up is the helicopter? And he said, well, it's high enough so that we get the whole lagoon of Cypress Gardens. She's had a really bizarre and interesting private life. My God, what a soap opera this would make. I mean, it's fascinating, but it's really not our business. We're not here to talk about that. We're talking about the great talent and the great beauty of June Haver. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to work together. We would have had a lot of fun, I think, because you're a really super gal and you're such a lady, and you could teach me a few things.
I'm just a wild rose, not a prim and mild rose. Tame me if you can. I'm a rose to suit any man.
I have to tell you, looking at all these children dance, I'm a little hoarse, excuse me. It reminds me of my first dancing lesson back in Rock Island, Illinois. And I went in, and I was about 9. They said, well, we're going to do a gypsy number, and here's your tambourine, and you're going to be a gypsy. And now, over 50 years later, I am a gypsy. It took all that time to get here.
It's really an honor to be here with all the great performers and the great the gypsies. It's and of course to honor to pay tribute to one of the truly very best of them, Mr. Gregory Hines.
I want to thank you from deep inside me for giving me this award. There's no words that can say how much it means to me. So I won't even try. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, Gregory Hines, that is a great human being.
Oh,
what
yeah.
he just did, he got that award, he accepted it with his so heart and that must have been touching for him that evening. He's such a great guy. Kiss Sammy Davis's.
Well, you know that, of course, you know that was a film clip.
Yes,
I hope your audience understands that.
Of course,
because
we know that. But boy, kissing Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
He appreciates what he got too.
This
All
is
those
the
great
nicest man you could ever
people. You
want
can see
to meet.
it. You can see it, right?
So warm. He, at the luncheon, everybody was running up to him for autographs and talk to him and to say, I knew you this and that, you remember me. He was so gracious to everybody, and June too.
And June Haver.
She's so lovely.
Isn't she lovely? Yeah. She
Yeah.
was married to Frederick Murray. She lost him
Oh,
just
yeah.
recently. And was that Esther Williams sitting in that chair?
When it opened.
Yeah, what happened?
She was talking about Busby Berkeley, you know, because we did just a little tribute to him at the beginning.
Right.
And she broke her ankle.
Oh, that's
so-
why she's sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also Mitzi Gaynor was in the pink
Great.
suit, and she's so cute. She presented to June, and Tony Danza.
Now, where does this money go to from the
Well,
Dancers Society?
we are affiliates. The Professional Dancer Society, the Gypsies,
the Gypsies.
are affiliates of the Actors Fund of America. And they keep a separate account just for dancers in need.
Right.
And we fill that account with what we raise, and we take care of.
So if a dancer needs help, like a rent or food, they call the
Actors Fund
Actors Fund?
in their
And you
area.
really pay their rent and help them out if they need?
As long as they have they qualify.
Yes, right, right.
And
I think
you
that's-
bet, absolutely, Skippy.
You keep
Yeah.
yourself busy, John.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many organizations, but boy, you keep yourself. But this is your love, though, isn't it?
Well, I love the dancers, but I've got to tell you, Cher is equal
Cher.
as love because Cher has. I feel like Cher is my baby.
Well, it's health problems for children,
Yeah.
abused children, and all that, isn't it?
Well, it's just.
It's just.
It's just a baby. It started out as a baby. The first party was at Ciro's.
It's zeros.
Yes, and we made $5,000.
There is a comedy store now.
Yes.
Right.
We made $5,000, Skippy, and you would have thought we made $1 million.
Really?
We have, over the past 49 years, given away $36 million.
36 million. Isn't that wonderful?
So I'm very proud of Cher, and I love the professional dancers because I love dancing so much, but Cher is really my baby.
It happens now. It's going back in May now. When is it?
May 18th.
May 18th?
At the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium.
It's going to be there.
Yes.
Why there, Joan?
Well, we were there. We left Santa Monica.
Usually at the Hilton, don't you?
No.
No?
It was at CBS.
Oh,
at Beverly and
CBS. That's
Fairbanks.
right. That's right.
So we're going back. We're going back to it. It's
Yes.
We're doing a very big show this year, so we want. That facility is a great facility for a show.
It is.
Just fabulous.
Are you writing a book, Joni?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't have time to write a
But
book,
you're-
Skippy. It's hard for me to write a letter.
I know you keep yourself busy. What type of a day does it start with Joni Berry? You get up early? In the
Well,
morning?
now that I don't bowl anymore, see, I was a bowler.
Are you really?
I was.
Uh-huh.
And I stopped
You like bowling,
this
did you?
September. Oh, I love bowling.
Uh-huh.
But I was having some back problems, and, you know, I would end up flat on my back if I did the wrong move or something.
Right.
And I thought, well, maybe I should just cool it for a while.
Uh-huh.
So I used to do that twice in a morning. But I take a dance class.
Uh-huh.
And,
You still do?
Oh, yes.
You still take a dance class. I love it. That's good exercise.
And I would like to do it twice a week, but I don't have time for twice. I go once. And I have the whole foundation to run and the properties that feed the foundation. You know, the foundation just doesn't.
So you have to get up very early in the morning.
And then I am chairman of the board of the Professional Dance Society and president of SHARE, and have a household and a husband who likes to have me around.
Yes. And you have to go out, entertain your friends. See?
Well, you know, we go out quite a bit, particularly to charity events. And
do you take a vacation at all? I never see you go take a vacation,
no,
you and
we
Jody.
don't. Jody doesn't want to leave his babies. You know, we have 9 cats.
Cats?
Yes.
You mean you have 9 cats?
9 cats. Yeah.
Really?
And Jody has a little one that we saved really when it was just a kitten, and he thinks that that he cannot go away from the house longer than 4 hours because she gets very angry. I don't.
Cats can take care of themselves, Jody.
Yes, I know.
They don't realize it.
Tell him, Skip.
Yeah, I tell Mrs. Robbins, I take care of her cats sometimes.
Yeah.
Talking to you today was delightful. Thank you so very much. I really wanted to talk to a lady who does such great deeds for a lot of people.
Well, thank you for asking
And
me, Skip.
really, it was, and thank you for taking time to come here today. It's been a delight. And I'm going to come to share this year again, huh?
Well,
Isn't
I
that-
certainly hope
You
so, Skip.
always invite me, always to those wonderful organizations. Thank you, darling.
Okay,
God bless
honey.
you. Love it. Marilyn Maye, how are you, darling?
I'm
Just
fine,
saw you with Minnie
Skippy.
Hines and who else was
And Karen Morrow.
Carolyn. It was
Karen
a great
Morrow.
show at the
Thank you.
Ford
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Yes, we did Reprise. It was a fundraiser for an organization called Reprise.
Right.
That Peter Matz originated. And Peter Matz was a wonderful arranger of mine, so it was a joy to be there.
Oh, Marilyn Maye, when you come on that stage, you're still. I remember you in Kansas City, girl. I don't want to go back.
That goes
Those
back
are
a long
the
way.
Days. But you grew up where, actually?
I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines,
so
Iowa.
it's all Midwest.
Midwest,
Des Moines, Iowa. I was born in Wichita, Kansas. Grew up in Des Moines, Iowa. Moved and married a man in several men in, in Kansas City.
When you were in several, I like that. I did. When you were in Des Moines, Iowa, you were working singing as a teenager.
I was.
And you had a radio show?
I did. I did.
You did?
Isn't that funny? I can't imagine some 15-year-old girl with her own radio show.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
did.
there are a lot of them.
There are now, aren't there?
Jane
Yeah.
Powell had
Yeah,
one before
yeah.
she in Portland, Oregon.
Isn't that great?
Before she came to Hollywood.
Yeah, well, it was great education. You
It
know.
certainly was. And I
Yeah.
want to tell you something. Something happened. What did you do? You moved right over to Kansas City?
Yeah,
What
and
made you
joined
get to
this
Kansas
club.
City?
A man. I was booked. Well, first I was booked at a club in the President Hotel, and there was a dancer that opened for me, and I married him. And then later on, I found a great pianist, and so I married him, and we worked a place called.
The Colony.
Yeah.
And I worked at a club called the Jewel Box Review. Ladies and gentlemen, you would not believe this place.
Oh, you
It was
were
a very,
wonderful.
very campy club. I mean,
was
I was
wonderful.
the MC. I wasn't a drag. I was the MC of it. That's what I used to do, and I loved it there. I really.
And I knew you there.
Yeah, you did.
Now that was maybe what 10 or 12 years ago, right?
Marilyn Maye, you and I are about the same age. But anyway, I had a great time. So you.
And isn't it nice? We're still moving and working, and it's wonderful and
Yeah, but
energetic.
Steve Allen had a lot to do
so-
with you now.
Yeah, so
he
good
came
to
in
me.
that room, saw Marilyn Maye. What happened?
He booked me on his national. He had a prime time show in those days. It wasn't the Tonight Show. He did a Wednesday night prime time show, and asked me to do the show. And I went out, and then he wound up with a show across from Farmers Market at that studio, a late night show, and I did that many times. And the last show, before it was to go off the air, an executive from RCA saw me and called and said, "I want to record you."
Record you.
Yeah, so,
you
you
did a
know.
lot of records.
Wonderful. RCA was good to me.
Yeah, but Ray,
It was my
Liza didn't do it. You did it.
It was
That
my first
your
hit
song.
record. Yes, it
No,
was.
That was your song on the record.
It was fun. It was the first hit record before the Broadway show opened, before the movie, you know. So we had the first hit on it, and then followed by Step to the Rear and Let a Winner Lead the Way from How Now Dow Jones. Also followed by Sherry, that James Lipton wrote.
Right.
Yeah, so that was
Would
fun.
you consider yourself, what kind of a singer? Jazz? I know you're an entertainer, but is it a jazz singer?
Well,
would
what
you-
are the
a
other
mixture
categories?
I don't know. You're a mixture.
Whatever they are.
Whatever. but
It's a
you're
mix.
Great singer.
Thank you. Thank you.
But your favorite is jazz. Isn't it?
Well, I think everything that I do is jazz spiced. You know, it's I grew up in the Middle West, and I grew up in Kansas City, and Kansas City is a big mecca of jazz.
Great singers from Kansas City.
Right. So I
remember.
think most of everything that I do, I don't stick real close
see,
to the
I
melody,
see.
but I'm not a far out jazz singer
No,
either, you
like
know.
Anita O'Day and all that.
Well, I
know
loved
you-
Anita, and
I don't
and-
mean that. I meant
no,
you know.
right, exactly, and I love Ella and all those singers. I also love communicating with the audience and singing
you
to
did.
them, not for them. So
Did you ever at
Yeah.
that Ford Theater?
thank you.
Wow, that's a big stage.
It
and
was.
You were right there. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I was right in the middle of the room. I was sitting next to someone, and I've never seen you perform. That's the first time I've seen you perform in years.
I know it is. Yeah,
In years.
I
Marilyn.
know.
What do you do with yourself? You just got in from New York, I understand.
I'm just singing as fast as I can. You know.
Sing as fast as you can.
I'm working all the time now, Skippy. It's funny. We opened in a new room in New York last October, and we were there. Well, first of all, we did a show at Lincoln Center and Rose Theater for one night, and then we went over to this wonderful theater called the Metropolitan Room, which is on Chelsea. It's in Chelsea on 22nd Street. They just opened exactly a year ago. And I did one night in October, and then we came back for 2 weeks in March. And the reviews were wonderful. And so now we're going back in September, and we go back again in November. So
You're
it's, yeah, we're
busy.
busy, and we're working St. Louis in October and Kansas City in October, and we've got
Those
a summer
people
resort
never
in
forget
August.
Marilyn Maye in that area.
Yeah,
Ever,
yeah,
ever.
it's
Those
good.
are all your friends. And you still go there. You
Oh,
still live
yes.
there,
Oh,
right?
yeah. There's a wonderful theater called Quality Hill Playhouse there, and we're going to be doing that for 2 weeks in October. Then we go directly from there to New York. 2 nights later, we go to New York. And
But Steve Allen show, after the Steve Allen show, someone saw you. One of the greatest. Nebraska, our town near us. Johnny Carson
Oh, he
fell
was so
in
good to
love.
me. Well, he was good to me. He was very. Actually, you know who saw me in New York in a little room called the living room? Do you remember the
Yes,
the
of
living
course,
room?
the living room. Yes.
We were working there. And
Is that where Johnny saw you?
Well, Ed McMahon saw
Ed
me there.
McMahon,
And Ed went back to the show and said and that was when Skitch Henderson had the orchestra.
Yes, and he loved
and,
you.
And he brought me to Skitch, and we did the show, and
Doctor, how
we
about
did
Doc?
it many times.
Doc.
And then Doc took over the band. Well, no, there was one in between. Oh dear, we should have thought about this.
But Dot loved you, though.
I love Doc too.
He
Yeah.
said you were the greatest singer
Well, he
ever
was-
had at the Johnny Carson show.
He always asked his daughter, Nancy Severinsen, who's doing wonderful things
Right.
out here, you know. in television. And Nancy, he always told her to listen to Ella's records and listen to mine, is the way he introduced me. He always said, when my daughter wanted to sing, I said, you get Ella Fitzgerald's records and you get Marilyn Maye's records, which was a great compliment, because Ella was
How many shows
an
have you
idol
done
of
on
me.
the Carson, would you say? You've done so many.
76, but who's counting?
76 Johnny Carson shows. Well, we're going to show a clip right now. I don't know what year it was,
Oh, God.
but I want to show this clip right now to my audience, okay?
Oh, God.
Let's hear it, Yvette. Thank you.
Marilyn
God,
Maye.
76.
Oh, my friend, we're older, but I'm wiser. For in my heart, I've simply got to say, those were the days, my friend. I thought they'd never end, but now those days have quickly gone away. And at first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong. And I learned how to get along. So now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that look on your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Don't turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive as long as I know how to love. I know I'll stay alive, and I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I'll survive. I will survive. Yes, I will survive. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. That's why it's hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me. Somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and you expect me to be free. Well, I'm saving all my love for someone who loves me. Oh, now go. Walk out the door. Don't turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Those were the days, my friend. Those were the days, my friend. Those were the days, those sad and lonely days. Now I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I'll survive. I will survive. Yes, I will survive. I will survive. As long as I'm alive, I will
That is dramatic.
How dramatic was that, huh? Is that meaningful or what?
You like dramatic songs, but you're
I don't know
very-
what happened to that body.
That
God,
body?
she had a good body.
Yeah, you close one
She
eye,
did
you look
have-
like a needle.
I swear she had great body. I didn't know I was cute. I would have used it if I'd known it. I didn't know it in those days.
But you look great.
Thank
But
you. It
you
was
still
fun.
have a great body, and you still look good, and you got the body movements on that
You know,
stage.
the neat thing is these days I so appreciate the fact that my voice is still working,
It is.
and I'm healthy and active and energetic.
How do you keep your voice in shape? Because
Just prayer, I
you
think.
work hard and you do many numbers. How many numbers do you do a night?
Oh, we do. Well, we were only supposed to do an hour, and we always wind up doing about an hour and a half, you know. If it's a concert, then we do like 45 minutes and then a 20-minute intermission and then another 45.
You know who I miss? I miss Mike Douglas. Don't you miss Mike
I love
Douglas?
Mike.
I do too.
I did that show
You
probably
many.
more than I did Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Mike
my.
Douglas.
I loved Mike.
Great singer. He was a great singer himself.
Yeah.
And he was a good. Liked him always.
Just-
Philadelphia.
And
My dear
supportive,
friend, Dick
supportive
Roman.
of the artist.
Remember
you
Dick
know.
Roman? The great singer.
Sure.
He was my
sure.
friend. He gave me my name, Skippy Lowe.
Oh, did he?
That's who gave me my name. People
and
ask.
and you know, Mike always wanted to be the singer. You know,
Right.
he was the singer, and Johnny and all those people were supportive of new talent. You know, they loved artists and they made stars out of them. You know, it was very, very happy time because Steve Allen and Mike and Johnny Carson all weren't afraid to rave about the talent and use them often so that they would make stars
Marilyn,
out of them.
What do you think about show business today? I mean,
Oh,
it's
gosh.
different. What do you think?
Is there any?
That's a good word.
There is show business, sure.
Yes, of course.
It's different. You know, the American Idol and all that seems to have changed a lot, and I'm not sure that everybody. I know in this room in the Metropolitan, every night there were from 5 to 10 singers in the audience.
Wanted to see.
They did. And the same with Julie Wilson. She works it, and they come to see you work, and they want to discuss it afterward. You know, it's
Right.
like, and they say to watch is like seeing a master class, because I think what I do is it's kind of a dying art now.
Yes, it is.
And every song is important. It's a story. It's a vignette, and the lyrics are most important. The audience is important, what they think, and I try to communicate with them. So it's these days I think a lot of singers just sing for themselves, and they don't worry about what
They look down. They don't
Well,
communicate
yeah.
with that audience.
Yeah, I think there should be eye contact with the audience, of course.
So you're a cabaret performer, though.
Well,
Cabaret, that's where
Yeah.
Marilyn Maye
and
really
we do
started.
jazz concerts, and we do
concerts,
theaters.
yes.
We do a lot of theaters.
And records. How many albums?
We have 7, only 7 on RCA. I have 5 more on independent labels. CDs, those are CDs now, Skippy.
Now they're CDs. Yeah, right.
And I have to learn that. It's very hard because I always say albums. But we sell our CDs after every performance, and it's great fun because it's a way to talk to the
When
audience.
you come to Hollywood, now, coming to Hollywood, hey, the Hollywood Palace, Johnny Carson show. She used to work it. Don't you miss all that?
Oh, well, it was great.
The
great,
Hollywood
great
Palace,
times,
wasn't that a
great
great
times.
place?
I'm just grateful that there are some rooms now that still want, you know, that the audience still. We had packed houses, Skippy. I did 14 shows. I did 2 weeks, and we were packed every show. So there's an audience out there. This Ford Amphitheater is a fabulous theater. The sound was great. The lighting was great. I hope they have a lot of shows there.
Do
Do
you go
they
to
do a lot
Miami
of?
Beach at all?
I'm going to go next March to the Colony in West Palm Beach. We'll be there for 2 weeks in March.
Because you used to work the Jackie Gleason show.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
and
Yes.
I love Jackie
I
Gleason.
can't believe you remember that.
Oh,
That's fun.
yes.
Yeah.
Career a lot
That was
here.
fun. I loved the Jackie Gleason show.
Yes, and
Yeah.
also you're an actress. You're not just a singer.
Well-
You've done acting too.
Well, you know, every song is an acting vignette, I think.
Ed
we
Sullivan.
do Hello,
Tell
Dolly.
me about Ed Sullivan, my darling.
He
sitting
was
there.
good to me.
Great man. He
You
made
know, we
a
did
lot
a-
of people.
Oh,
Look at the
stars.
Beatles right now. The Beatles are on Johnny.
Created stars.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he did.
And people can laugh all they want about the way he stood there and all that. But he had a style.
Well, and how wonderful that he presented that many people, that talent, so much talent that he presented. I worked it 3 times. One time with the Buddy Rich Band, and boy, that was a
joy.
A joy, yeah, wonderful,
Rich.
yeah.
You ever he played for you in cabarets or anything?
Well, we would do that. We would do shows together, and of course, we did work together in a theater. I opened, and I loved it because Buddy, during my rehearsal, I had my trio of guys,
Yes.
but his band played my music, and he sat in a chair and faced us during rehearsal. Then when I would open for him, he would sit in the wings and watch. And I thought that was so nice that, everybody thinks Buddy was so mean. He was wonderful to me. And he and Johnny Carson had great rapport,
Yeah, Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
really
they had great rapport.
What kind of guy was he? Look at me, darling.
Johnny
Really,
was
tell
shy.
me.
Johnny was
He was
shy.
shy.
He
I know
was
his
shy.
wife.
He was shy.
She comes to my showcase. I have a showcase at Trilusa in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
And Joanna Carson, the second wife.
Does she?
She comes and she loves it.
Does she sing?
No. She comes. I have a 97-year-old lady that comes and performs. I have a Happy Hall tap dancer, 84.
Oh,
Right,
gosh.
Ellen? Ellen Eichler, have seen her many times. Right, Ellen? Yes. And
I'm
it's
going to do that when
wonderful.
I grow up. I'm going to do your show.
When you grow up, okay. But Joanna Carson, she's a darling lady.
Oh, I'm sure.
And Johnny Carson, she used to say, shy.
He's very shy. And also, they always say, well, he wouldn't talk. He would always pop into the makeup room and say, hi, Marilyn, nice to have you back. But no conversation. He waited.
That's it.
You save the conversation for the camera.
For the camera.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do, too.
Exactly.
You don't
That's
just
why we
carry
talked
it.
for an hour before we started the show.
You're right. Do you have a favorite singer today? You have a young favorite?
Today, Ann Hampton Calloway.
Oh,
I love
she's
Ann.
good,
I
yeah.
love her.
She's
I think
California, isn't she?
New York, I think.
Oh, okay. Calloway's daughter? Is it that Calloway's daughter?
It's not. It's
No,
not.
it isn't. No, I know.
No, Liz Calloway is her sister, and her mother was a music teacher. She's a great jazz singer, and also she does what I do.
I've seen her at the Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's wonderful, and of course I love Mel Torme, and I love Jack
His son
Jones.
is going to be
and-
performing. Did
and
you
he-
know that?
yeah,
Ellen?
he works, he
His
works.
son is going to be performing.
He's already he's on the road.
No,
He's
another
been on
one.
the road.
He has
another one.
Another.
Good.
Maybe this grandson.
Good. Good.
He's going to be performing.
Mel was a very good friend of mine.
I love Mel.
I loved Mel, and Ella really was a friend. Was a
What kind of
dear,
woman was she,
close
though?
friend. Again, shy and a doll. Just a really
She seems all the
down,
great people are shy.
Just a down-home person. A wonderful lady, and loved what she did. And she'd have tea. She'd have high tea at her house. That kind of thing.
What's your day like, Marilyn?
Busy. I'm
Is
on the
it?
phone a lot. Thank God for the telephone. You do. There's lots of paperwork. Lots of. I carry my musicians. I have a quartet of musicians, and I carry them, and it's communicating
There's
with
a lot
the
of
airlines.
rehearsals? A lot of rehearsals.
Rehearsals before each job.
Yeah.
Each
So that's
gig,
what you keep your voice in shape because you're rehearsing. You're sharp.
Oh yeah.
Because
Well,
when you don't sing and lay off,
you use it or lose it.
you lose it.
I say if you don't use it,
If you
lose
don't
it.
use it,
You lose
people,
it.
you can
I
lose
think
it.
so. Maybe, I don't know. There are periods of time that I don't sing at all, and around the actually all day long I'm doing the business of showbiz.
Right.
There is a business of showbiz,
That's
and some
right.
people think you just get up and sing a few songs. It's not like
but
that.
you're a business
There's a
lady.
whole bunch to do before that.
Yeah.
Before
So you manage your own
before you
self
hit
and
that.
do a lot.
I have an assistant, and together, and then there are bookers and people that I work with. But it's really, I really do treat it as a business, and
All
I think
the
that's why
husbands
I've
you've had.
survived.
All the husbands you've had, Marilyn. Any children?
I have one special child. She's a
Really?
daughter. Her name is Christy Tucker. She's a singer and
Christy
was an
Tucker.
actress. Isn't
like
that a
the
good
name.
showbiz name? Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is a
Christy
good
Tucker.
show.
Does she do Sophie Tucker type
She
stuff?
she sings very much she Broadway show
Oh,
stuff,
musical comedy.
and was an actress, and decided when she hit middle 40s that she would teach, and she is in Kansas City teaching.
She's still in
She has
Kansas
about
City.
40 private students every week, and loves it, and is a great teacher, and is creating really good singers that can follow in our footsteps.
When you go back to Kansas City, not show business,
What do I do?
What do you actually do? Do the
Wow.
garden?
I do. I plant.
do? Really?
Amazing that you
That's
said
great.
that. How'd you know that, Skippy?
Because I don't know.
I
Go
do
ahead.
garden.
You
I
do?
do.
It's
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, I love that. I'm busy. I love to shop. I do a lot of that, and I have a lot of friends that I communicate with and travel to see. I like when I'm not traveling. I like to travel when I'm not on the road, and go visit my friends and play. And we were just in Palm Desert last weekend,
That's a
and
great place.
I love
that.
to shop
Did
there.
you work the theater there at the?
I worked it with Steve Allen.
You did.
With Steve Allen and Bill Dana and Louis Nye and the great pianist Paul Smith.
Remember the Chi-Chi Club? They used to have the club called the Chi-Chi Club in Palm
I
Springs.
don't remember Chi-Chi.
Well, you were in the Colony Club then, I think. Maybe before.
You know who
yeah.
lives in Palm Springs? Our mutual friend, Shecky Green.
Shecky Green.
And see, I worked with
Doesn't
Shecky
work
an
anymore.
awful lot.
Doesn't want to work.
What
He's
a-
scared.
Oh, he's not.
He's such a great entertainer.
He's the best.
And
the
Jerry Vale
best.
lives there.
I
And
think,
Jerry
yeah,
can't
they're friends.
sing.
Oh, I didn't know
Lost
that.
his voice.
Oh, I didn't know that. Let's don't talk about that.
I know, it's terrible,
No,
isn't it?
but
Scary.
Shecky's so
Shecky?
special. Oh,
He
yeah.
is special.
Yeah, I love
He's a
Shecky.
special inventor
yeah.
of comedy.
A really good singer. You know, he could have had
And
a
he's
great,
a great
career
singer, yeah.
singing. He really could.
Yeah, I worked
I
Rockford,
mean, he's a funny
Illinois
man.
with him there.
Yeah, you know how great he
Shecky Green,
sings.
Sterling and Green, he had a partner. in
Oh, I
Chicago.
didn't know that.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I don't know that. I
Yeah,
only
Sammy
know Shecky.
Shore was once Sammy Shore was his partner
Oh,
once
I
for a
don't know
while.
that. Oh, really?
Yes, Sterling.
Yeah.
Shecky Green.
And I worked with Rich Little, and Rich is still working, isn't he?
Uh-huh. But you work Vegas?
But
now?
Rich opened for me. Isn't that fun?
Do you work Vegas? Do you work Vegas?
Not anymore. I used to a lot.
Did you like it?
No.
How come you don't work it anymore, Mary?
I don't.
The
There's no place for me to work. I don't think.
But you do ship cruises, and that is
Not
fun.
much, but
You
but a
should.
few. Yeah, I have. I've
Because-
done some. Yeah.
And
yeah.
the people on ships, those wonderful ship cruises.
Yeah.
You can talk about your career and your books.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
You have a book
yeah.
out?
I don't have a book.
Why is that?
Everybody wants me to do a book. I have funny stories, so you know I should do that.
You
when
should do a book,
when I
Marilyn.
get time, I'll do that.
Well, you stop the gardening and let's do the book.
I know. I know.
Talk on the tape recorder, Marilyn.
I know it.
That's what you do.
My
Talk-
funny stories. So I have to get with somebody like you to remind me of funny stories.
Talk on the tape recorder.
Yeah.
Or look at your passport and you find out where have you been at those days. And that's it. You get a book.
Yeah.
That's how I did mine. really.
That's good.
The Boy with the Betty
When
Grable
what's the
legs.
name of your what's
The
the name?
Boy with the
Oh,
Betty
thank you.
Grable legs. That's the title of my book.
Good.
And it's good. Everybody in West Hollywood. you
I'm
guys
going to go
got
buy
out
that
there.
book now. Where can I buy that?
Hey, you can buy it at the Different Light bookstore right on Carter.
Do you want to know where they can buy my CDs?
Yes,
Why don't
please.
you ask me?
Where can they buy your CD?
Area code 816
Uh-huh.
591 1114.
Yeah, well, okay.
Or www. You want the website?
No, we better
Okay.
not. Farley Granger is going to be in town next week. No, this week. It's Friday.
Gorgeous.
In West Hollywood.
Gorgeous guy.
Wonderful man. He did movies with Shelley Winters, my dear friend, and he lived in the same building next to the Dakota in New York with Shelley. And he's going to be in town. And this book is Include Me Out. You know why? He hated Hollywood. He really hated Hollywood, and he got out. He did several movies and left. And
I bought a house in Northridge some
You
years
did?
ago. I did.
what
And
you
I
live
and
way
I
out.
and
That's
I
a nice place. So way out.
Right, and I just didn't like being here. Isn't that interesting? I love being here as a
I don't
as a
like
guest.
Hollywood
I
at all.
didn't like living here. I love to be here as a guest.
I don't care.
I love the Ford Amphitheater. That's the place to be.
The Honeymooners. Tell me about the Honeymooners. You did some acting on that. You
They did a
did?
seasonal show
Uh-huh.
on Jackie Gleason, and I sang all these original tunes that
Right.
the songwriters did. He was darling to work with
Jackie,
and very supportive.
isn't he?
You know, yeah, he loves talent,
Yeah.
loved talent, and it was great fun doing that show. I think, though, my favorite show was the Carson show to do.
Carson, well, it had
Because,
to be because
yeah.
you've done so many.
Well,
as
and-
the best
and
singer,
that band.
he considered you one of the best singers, girl singers.
He just
He's
was so
ever
good
heard,
to
yeah.
me. The Doc Severinsen band was so
Yes.
great. And Tommy
loved you.
Newsom, precious Tommy, that did so many of my arrangements. You know, he's gone on.
Do
And
you have a favorite song that
Oh,
Marilyn
no.
Maye does that you like to do that's touched your heart in all the years?
Not a favorite song because there's so many songs
many.
that I love for so many different reasons. But I think the philosophy of the one that I usually close the show with
Yes.
is the Jerry Herman, which I think is a great philosophy in life. You
Right.
know, light the candles,
You did that at
light
the
the
theater, didn't
candles,
you?
sure.
Yeah, it's a
Get the
great-
ice out, roll the rug up. It's today, though it may not be anyone's birthday. And though it's far from the first of the year, I know that this very minute has history in it. Skippy, we're here.
That's right.
Isn't that
right.
good?
You seem like you're having a good time right
I
now.
am.
You are?
It's a good time of life.
That's a good title of a book, Marilyn Maye. It's a good time of life. by
My mother
Marilyn
always wants
Maye.
to write. My
I
daughter
like-
wants to buy a book, write a book, and call it "My Mother, the Funny Lady." That's what my daughter would call.
You do have a sense of humor.
do have a sense of
and
humor.
That's really important.
And isn't that the most important of
Yes.
all?
On that stage, you made me laugh. You have.
Good.
You do. You make the audience just loved you.
Bob Mackey was there, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That night. And Peter Marshall. Oh,
He was
I'd
sitting
like
next to
say
me.
Hello to Peter
seen
Marshall.
Peter
I
Marshall.
love Peter. I didn't get to say
And
hello
his
to him
wife.
that
You
night.
didn't see him?
I didn't get to say hello to him.
Oh, he went backstage. I think you would see Mimi
I love him. He's a good
Hines.
singer.
Mimi?
Peter's a great
Oh, Peter's
singer.
a great singer.
Great singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Peter.
And Bob Mackey's wonderful. This is a Bob Mackey scarf.
Yes, you look.
Do you love Bob Mackey?
I love Bob Mackey.
Oh,
Matter of fact,
he's so
Joanna
sweet.
Carson brought him to my club and seen my show at Trilusa.
Did he sing?
Yes. No, Bob
No.
Mackey did not. He just came in with Joanna.
He
They're-
comes
they're
to
good
see
friends.
me.
They're
He
good
comes to
friends.
see me sing.
You like New York, living in New York.
I don't live there
I know you
actually,
don't,
but
but
but when I'm there, I have a good time.
Yeah, that's where
yeah.
I want to go.
And you know,
Sorry, L.A.
well, it's interesting because the people, the younger people, really want to know what this crazy show business is about.